And good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, Tina. How are you?
I'm very good. Just for our listeners, again, who've just new to this hour, this is David Wilson. David is the newest MP for New Zealand First. He's got his maiden speech tomorrow. I can remember David from my early days floating around in economic development years ago. And I always found him to be a pretty good bloke, really, who got stuff done. So, David, just tell us how you ended up in New Zealand First and what sort of stuff are you going to particularly concentrate on as a new MP?
When I tell you how I ended up in New Zealand First, you probably get the answer to the second one. But anyway, and Tina, you got me at a disadvantage. Where were you when I had that contact with you?
I think it was in the days of employment stuff down with Ministry of Labour.
Yep.
Were you down in Otago or in Oamaru somewhere?
No, different David Wilson. There's plenty of us.
Oh, really?
Popular, but,
Oh, well, bugger me. I thought you were that David Wilson. See, I'm getting old.
Yeah, so just as reasonable, I hope.
Yes.
So how I came into contact with it is really interesting. So I spent sort of the last 20 years of my life focusing in on economic development and then actually regional economic development.
Right.
And so I was in a position at Northland Inc., which is Northland's regional economic development agency. And a friend, colleague, and actually somewhat related distantly, guy called Fletcher Tabuteau,
Yep.
came to me and said, look, we're looking at regional development and policy, and we'd like you to have a chat with us and maybe help us with policy. To which my response was, yeah, absolutely. I don't mind who asks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm absolutely there because I'm firmly in favour of it in regards to how we increase prosperity in our regions.
Yeah.
So long story short, I worked with Fletcher a bit on that first regional development policy that came out famously with the Provincial Growth Fund following on from that.
Yeah.
And then I was lucky enough to be on the advisory board for the Provincial Growth Fund at that time. So that was my intro to New Zealand First, and it kind of that second answers your second question a bit, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah,
it does. So, the thing is Shane's currently got the sort of the regional development sort of portfolio, I suppose, for New Zealand First. So,
yep.
Where are you going to fit in that picture? Have you been given any portfolios?
No portfolios as yet, and no, I don't think I'll be knocking off the Prince of the Provinces.
The Prince of the Provinces. I see he's going to Mr. Talley's pub to do his stuff in Nelson.
Yeah, exactly. But look, I've been on the other side too, so I kind of know what happens. When you go into a town or a regional town or into a region, and money flows into a project where they have been working on it for years, sometimes decades. And you see the reaction and then the follow-up around what it creates. It's really, really heartwarming. And I can tell you I did not mind being involved in that when it happened and really had a lot of experience with it whilst I was in Northland.
Right. Oh, no, that's really cool. So in terms of the stuff for economic development in Northland, what were some of the projects that you were involved in?
One of the first things we did, and this is actually a bit of a funny story, because the Nats were in charge, and the bureaucrats came to me and said, well, we'd really like to do a study on the growth opportunities in Northland, please.
Yep.
To which I responded, Northland's had countless growth studies.
Yep.
And, this is just going to be another one. Can we actually do something slightly different? And my response was, can we actually look at a regional economic development work plan, an action plan, rather than a growth study? Yeah, we can do your study, but we kind of know what's needed. And so luckily they said that. And I said, well, the second thing is I actually want you to stick around long enough so that we can implement the plan. I'm happy to say that actually worked, and that was, I think, why one of the reasons why New Zealand First came to talk to me, because we actually got stuff done. One little project, I'll just pull this up. There's so many, but one I'll just pull up. One of the main roads in Northland was this Highway 15. It's a secondary road, and the councils had to fund it.
Yep.
So we made a pitch to government that if you turn this into a highway and take over the management of this highway, we can get trucks off Highway 1, and they can miss Whangarei and come out just south of Whangarei and then head to the port. Done. And that was the beginning to, that would really improve logistics.
Yep.
But of course, we've got some other things that, sometimes things take time. The other one I'll bring up is at that time we had some French investors looking at building a dry dock in Northland.
Yep.
Lots of work done on that, and I'm pleased to say that I was able to work on growth plan for the port and a business case for the dry dock, and it's looking good now. 15 years later. Sometimes these things take time, and that's the game we're in.
Yeah.
But, the benefits of that and some of the infrastructure improvements, yes, we want a road, yes, we want a rail spur to the port, this all makes sense. And you buddy those things up with a dry dock and you're really cooking.
And then you start to take some of that heat off the Auckland waterfront so they can turn it into the playground that it should be.
Yeah, well, I think in a lot of ways Northland actually is a part of the solution for Auckland. We've just got to get from A to B.
Yeah. And it is, it is a bit of a tortuous trip. It's been a while since I've got some friends at Monganui, but it's so those roads are rough.
Yep.
Them and the West Coast are the worst roads in New Zealand. Without a doubt.
They're shockers, aren't they?
They're really bad.
They are shockers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. And look, I think, I'll admit that was one of my failings. The first drive up from home to Whangarei to be the CEO of Northland Inc. was, are you serious? This is Highway 1.
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding.
Yeah.
I was following lots of logging trucks going 15k up the Brindle and thinking, Highway 1, are you serious? Is this what we're giving Northland?
Yeah.
Look at that expressway to the Waikato. What's going on here? And 6 years later, I failed.
Yeah.
So very pleasing.
And it's really interesting you should say that too, because I've travelled on a bit of road that everybody's been waiting for because I live in Wairarapa. And it's the new replacement for the gorge in Manawatu. And honestly and truly, it was just like you want to go drive over it and then you want to go back. And you want to drive over it again because it feels like as a country we've sort of arrived because it's like a big person's road. It's like grown up. I was so excited yesterday when I was dropping my son off. And I thought, wow, this is just life-changing.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. It's like the one that's gone north to Warkworth out of Auckland. We're now allowed to drive at 110 k's. He's like, finally, we've arrived. The only problem is that if you're a tourist and you get to the end of that and you turn left and go through the little valley there, and you're thinking, did I take the right turn? Is this the right way? Are we lost? We were on Highway 1 doing 110k. Now we're doing... Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
yes,
and to be fair, there was a big campaign. Nats put up the possible tolling of that particular piece of road, and I thought, yeah, fair enough. And everyone went, no, we're not having that. Actually, I'm a big fan of toll roads. It just makes so much sense, and we saw that with Tauranga, and it just is the way to do it, as far as I'm concerned. And it's a user pays thing, so that sort of ticks that box for me. And we just need to change our views on that, I think. Your view?
Yeah, and it becomes an intergenerational thing, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You recognise later how much benefit it brings you. Just look at the expressway for the Waikato and the development that followed that. It's incredible. So it's an investment in the future. And frankly, that's how we got Highway 15 turned to a state highway. Yeah. Exactly that argument.
It's
worked.
And so... if you had Northland in 10 years, looking forward with your little futuristic lens on it, what would you like to see Northland look like?
Complete connectivity via all transport nodes. Yeah. Roads, rail, air, sea, and also digitally. One of the other projects that I was very proud to be involved in was the landing of the Hawaii submarine cable, which basically increased New Zealand's connectivity, doubled it.
Mm-hmm.
And it came from the US via Hawaii, somehow across to Sydney. So, it's huge. And now there's more on the cards for New Zealand. And we need to do it.
Yeah.
So if you can get all of those connectivity issues out of the way for Northland, then she'll be cooking.
Yeah.